I remember in 2013 when I was in the theatre, after watching this movie for 2.5 hours, and when this last scene came on screen, all of us in the theatre started clapping because that was a movie that literally surprised each and every single one of us. Drishyam was the story of an ordinary man, George Kutty, and his family, whose life was happy until an intruder came in, threatening their happiness, where unexpected events happen, and it's the journey of an ordinary man of how he tries to cover up for murder. All of us can agree that this is a standalone film and it's absolutely brilliant. But today we're here to speak about Drishyam 2. And through this review, I'll be trying to answer some of the questions that we all had in our minds when this trailer came out. We're all familiar with a roller coaster, right? The ride that we all like when we go to amusement parks. The one that takes you up and down and has so many twists and turns that literally makes you want to puke at the end of the ride. But we still go for it because we find fun in the thrill. For me, Drishyam was a roller coaster ride. The start of the ride is exactly how the movie begins with, 6 years later after the incident, and we're given a glimpse of all the characters. Rani is seen to be really emotional and worried most of the times. Anju, their oldest daughter, is traumatized by everything that's happened and faces severe health conditions. Anu, the youngest daughter, is now a rebellious teenager, while George Kutty is now with a beard, seems to be much more alert and is busy. Their lives have drastically changed as they are now the owners of a theatre, and they are much better off than before. This, of course, isn't digested well by the people in the society. We see that they are now against the entire family. While Drishyam 1 focused on the life of the 4 members of the family, Drishyam 2 expands their circle and shows us the lives of the society, their neighbors, and even other characters in the first half. By the end of first half, you will feel that this is slow, unnecessary, and extremely draggy. But remember that this is a roller coaster ride. The start is always slow. And when you reach the top of the roller coaster, the moment where you can see the entire city from top and you can see the downward ride that's waiting for you, this is when the thrill hits you and everything starts making sense. When you hit the interval, that's when you realize all the characters and scenes that you saw in the first half are all linked to what's gonna happen in the second half. Guys, this is Jeethu Joseph and this is Drishyam 2. Did you expect anything less from him? He'll make you see the movie in a particular way and push you down that roller coaster where you won't even know what hit you. It's all gonna be so fast, the thrill is gonna hit you, and it's a series of twists and turns. You will travel with George Kutty through all his ups and downs, and trust me, at the end of the movie, you will smile. The same smile that I had, you had, the same smile that we all had in 2013 when we saw Drishyam 1. At the end of this roller coaster ride, at the end of this movie, you'll look back and you'll definitely say, what was that? You will definitely feel this. The speciality about Jeethu Joseph is that he makes you think a lot after the entire movie. He makes you question after the movie, which is definitely the sign of a good director. He makes an impact without us even knowing. But for me, in this movie, what stood out was Jeethu Joseph, the writer, who wrote an absolutely amazing script that was totally the backbone of this entire movie. Not to mention the amazing editing, cinematography, and even the thrilling BGM that actually takes you into the story. And how can I forget the actors? Drishyam 2 is a series of new characters and old characters played to perfection. I feel everyone did their part to the best. But what stood out for me were 2 things. Lalaten's facial expressions. I mean, oh my god, that man can communicate with his eyes, which is just super brilliant. And second, of course, is Murli Gopi's acting as the police officer. I feel he did full justice to his role. His line delivery was on point. I mean, even his dialogues like classic criminal or it's the beginning of something really hit me hard. Now, coming to the question of whether Drishyam 1 was better or Drishyam 2, trust me, there is no comparison. I don't think you can compare these 2 films at all. Because while in the first movie the story was about an unexpected incident, the second movie talks about fear, guilt, and the consequences of your actions. It shows what it takes to actually survive. I loved Drishyam because it was a story of a simple, ordinary man without education who shows his struggle of getting away with murder. While the second part shows the very same George Kutty struggling for his and his family's survival and the punishments he has to face for that. You see, there are twists and turns in both the movies, but just that in the second one, the last 1 hour will make complete sense for everything. There is no comparison between the two movies. I mean, Drishyam 2 has brilliant writing, and to answer the question of whether Drishyam 2 is thrilling or not, then the answer is yes. It definitely is a thrilling movie, but just remember my roller coaster concept. You will have to be patient for the movie to make sense. The reason why we all loved the first part is because we could all travel with George Kutti in his journey. And trust me, Drishyam 2 does the same effect on you with the same amount of thrill. Very few directors can make you sit at the edge of the seat while watching a movie, and Jeethu Joseph has been successful in doing this. The second part of most movies are usually done to just make a lot of money, but trust me, Drishyam 2 was not just simply made. The story makes a lot of sense. And I don't know if there's any other character that we all love and connect and support as much as Lalatan's George Kutti. And at the end of the movie, when the screen showed this, trust me, I couldn't help but clap. It's a brilliant effort, a brilliant sequel, for which I will be giving this movie 4 stars out of 5. This is indeed a movie of teamwork, and I cannot help but say that this actually amazed me. I mean, Jeethu Joseph, you've amazed me once again. This movie is absolutely real, it's honest, it has an amazing story, and of course it has Lalatan. What more do you want? It's definitely a must-watch from my end. With that, I'm gonna wrap up my thoughts about Drishyam 2. I'll see you guys next week with another movie. Till then, take care with lots of love. Your storyteller.